plutocracy. That concept is the very basis of plutocracy, which is ruled by the rich. That's what we have today. We do not have a democracy. We have a plutocracy. If you believe in democracy, you must believe that the closest federally elected body, the people, the Congress, should control money, and no less an authority than Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, another objection is, well, we're just turning it back over to Congress, which we've said the bankers control. Well, that's true, but the bankers control it through the creation of wealth. If you take away that vehicle from them, then you begin to rebuild the independence of Congress.
And you put the power of fiat currency in the hands of the people, and you educate them about its nature, and it's very transparent, and you debate it and discuss it, and then it energizes back to 10, 12% growth rates, and back to where one person can work and the family can have milk and honey. With our manufacturing systems today, we could all live like kings, but the elite aren't going to allow that, and so this is your entire future, ladies and gentlemen. You better go to themoneymasters.com, read the monetary reform section. If you don't, shame on you, and you better go to Infowars.com and get the DVD for $19.95 while you're at it. Get my new film, Truth Rising, and have groups to your house. Show this to people. Show this to your local economics professor or your business teacher in public school. People are very receptive to this right now, and I hear them like blind sheep saying, oh, why is everything so expensive? I mean, they're so economically ignorant that I talk to business people, and they don't understand currency devaluation and how it's being done by design, and how the private banking families have put all their assets into real commodities and property, and then now they're leaving us at the tail end of the Ponzi scheme, holding the bag, and then now they're going to pose as saviors again. The Federal Reserve has said, oh, give us global power for a global bank, buy carbon credits from us. That'll be their new Ponzi bubble, along with the gold, as you were saying. And they've said, come to us. And you will, we will regulate all banks globally. We will make you buy carbon credits. So they screw it all up, pose as the saviors. Not only do we have no hope of averting the disaster, but we have no hope of ever getting out of it if they're able to go to the next level. They've got their grid in place to make the Great Depression look like a Tea Party. And 8 million people, according to a major university study that came out last month in the Associated Press, starved to death during the Great Depression, during the 9 years. We now are 90% urban, not 90% agrarian and rural, so it'll be much worse now. We're talking about, gentlemen, do you see any way of averting the depression they're engineering?
No, there's absolutely no way outside of the Monetary Reform Act. And everything else will come to naught.
Well, historically, I mean, there is, one way that has been used is war. And because it changes the whole, it results in all kinds of economic controls and so forth.
And that's a psychological diversion, so we accept the depression. The war is only meant as a salve, as a foil, as a shield for the bankers to go ahead and implode things, but then have us rally around them while they suck our blood.
That's right. And it also continues the process of concentrating more and more wealth in their hands even more rapidly.
Well, gentlemen, I want to close the interview with Professor Carroll Quigley, renowned late Georgetown historian, President Clinton's mentor. The powers of financial capitalism had a far-reaching plan, nothing less than to create a world system of financial control in private hands, able to dominate the political systems of each country and the economy of the world as a whole. Their secret is that they have annexed from governments, monarchies, and republics, the power to create the world's money. And gentlemen, you have created a Rosetta Stone to expose and defeat the enemy. I salute you both, and I want to have you back up, both of you, for 2 hours in the near future to focus more on reform and the history and to take calls. I salute you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Take care. There they go, the producers of the Money Masters. Get it at Infowars.com today, or call toll-free 888-253-3139. It's in the shopping cart, and there's a link on the front page of Infowars.com. Now, joining us from London, England, for the balance of this hour, before Ralph Winterrude joins us in the final hour, is Steve Watson. He is the head of Infowars.net, and, of course, he also is the weekend editor of PrisonPlanet.com, two of my most successful sites. A few years ago, I was in England, not just bullhorning Parliament a day before they banned protests in that area, the birthplace of the Magna Carta, was actually Runnymede, but that's where it's enshrined, there in 1215. Then before that, I was just filming in the streets of London and talking to people about what do you think about what's happening? What do you think about these street cameras? And police would listen to what you had to say, and if they didn't like it, they'd walk over and say, give me your name, give me your ID, I'm putting you in a database, big long form. And then they'd say, turn your camera off, don't tape me, and you're not allowed to tape in London. I'd say, what's the law? And they just said, shut up. And start, petting their billy clubs. They also have these minion Stasi police that are just citizens but have the common law right to arrest that really any citizen has. And they questioned us and bossed us about. But now millions and millions of people have been put in the database, and they're everywhere. And they leave foreigners alone. They leave real thugs alone. They've been told to. More and more thugs are imported to scare the British into submission. And this is secret police, just like in Cuba or in Russia or in Nazi Germany. And they just come over and say, where are you going? What are you doing? I want to see inside your pockets. They mainly, and it's in the news, they mainly target old people. Now, there's another mainstream media report of the parents are about to sue where this little girl fell into the water. A little child fell in the water, and then the brother jumped in. They were drowning, and they did drown. And it was right there on the edge of the river, and the police said, we don't do that. We are not authorized to help people under orders. Only a, quote, full officer can do it. So they waited and watched them die. And these people are robotic. And they're told, you advance, the more robotic you are. So this happened to Steve Watson, and now you're arrested. If you say you don't like hot food, you're putting a terror database as a child. That's mainstream news. You can't make this up. London Telegraph. It's all happening. It's all what you say, what you do. No society's ever been this controlled. Steve Watson, tell us what happened.
Hello, Alex. How you doing?
Good, my friend.
Good to be back on. Well, yeah, basically what happened to me was I was coming back into London on Sunday. I'd been to a festival to see Neil Young play, which was very good indeed. So I was in high spirits and basically walking with my girlfriend, deciding how we were going to get home. Came into Trafalgar Square, debating which bus to get home. Suddenly, I hear this voice order me. It just says, you, stand over there. So, at first I thought, they must be talking to somebody behind me. Turn around and there's two bright yellow-jacketed police community support officers standing there. And I just said, are you talking to me? And he said, just repeated it robotically, just stand over there.
That's right, and they also cover their badges. It's all about not knowing who they are either. They're starting that here in the United States. It's about letting you know you're the slave. That's why you take your shoes off at the airport to get athlete's foot, why they yell at you. It's all about being trained how to be a slave.
So, yeah, and so I said, no thanks, I think I'll just stay here. And I was, just stood near the bus stop. And he just repeated it again, stand over there. And this went on for about 5 minutes until I said to him, look, I'm not going to move until you tell me why you want me to move. Which, they have to give you a reason. They can't just stop anybody and say, and order them around. So this went on for a while. And then he started saying, we can either do this the easy way or the hard way. Now, I don't know what the hard way is, but basically, he's just ordering me around, speaking to me as if I'm some kind of animal.
Well, that's the new thing here. If you ask police here, most of them, and I've been to Chicago, New York, all over, they'll just say, you want to do this the easy way or the hard way? People that ask questions get hurt. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So anyway, after 5 minutes, he eventually said, I'm stopping you because I saw you adjust your shirt and put your hand in your pocket. So, naturally, I was a little bit baffled by this.
Now, Steve, I sat on park benches and rode around in buses and watched them all over harassing people. They now do it in D.C. I just witnessed it there a month ago. You're a good-looking guy. I've seen some of your other girlfriends. I don't know this girlfriend. Probably good-looking. They hate good-looking, happy-looking people. It's just lowest common denominator, scum trolls, out harassing people, and I've seen it. They go after people they're jealous of. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So he started saying to me, have you got what's in your pocket? Have you got anything in your pocket that you shouldn't have?